Hello friends and welcome to another Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes video. This is Thaddeus from Going Nerdy, and I have been spending my days thinking about my time in Sacramento. But I live with talk to devs and really get a better understanding that really every character in this game is useful or has a use. And I thought to myself, could I take a crappy character and make them meta? Could I beat a meta team with someone who sucks? And I had to try it out. I had to show love to those who have gone unloved. And so the first thing I did is I looked at the roster and I said, who is the most worthless group of characters, or who is the most worthless character who gets the most crap? And you know, I thought about it. And I thought about it, and I thought about it. And every answer, every path I took, it all came back to one character. And that's Cup, Coruscant Underworld Police. Now, I remember when I was gearing up my characters, and when I don't remember, it was the challenge mode, when they first introduced that challenge mode, and I couldn't fight through it. You know, I couldn't do well in it. I used Cup, because Cup had this, like, cool stun ability, and he was a great support for a lot of low-end areas of the game. Now, I've gone ahead and I've thrown all potency mods on this Cup. He is completely geared out, maxed Zeta. I'm just kidding. Cup doesn't have a Zeta, but he's pretty solid. He has 29,778 health. He has 23,000 protection. He has 197 speed, critical damage, 150%. Potency, I have him at 81.6. Tenacity, I have him at 43.94. Other physical damage, he is at 2694. Physical critical chance, it's up like 1%. Armor is up about 2%. Special damage, I mean, the rest of it's really not impressive. But, you know, potency, he's potent. He's been taking his blue pills, right? And what's great about this is it was fun to sit down with Cup and say, where is he going to be most effective? And the first thing that I did, the first team that I tried him on, was a Geonosis team. And I was like, how cool would it be to see Cup go against, you know, team up with the Geonosians and just rock the house. And I thought, yeah, that'll be pretty sweet. And so, same thing, all my bugs are gear 12, they're all maxed out, and I just got hosed. I mean, like, there was not even a chance that this was gonna go well for me. Because here I am, I'm going up against Palpatine, Zader, Thrawn, IPB, and Nihilus, right? A really solid team. And most of you are like, yeah, there's no chance. Why would you think that there was a chance? And I wanted to give it a shot because there's really, I mean, there's got to be a way to make Cup valuable. And I think I found it. After I tried it with the bugs, I clearly got nowhere. And so, yeah, I got beat. So I swapped it around a little bit. And I put Cup with some bounty hunters. And I was like, hey, yeah, you know, that'd be kind of a cool story. Cup with bounty hunters. Like, here's this. I mean, that's a movie in and of itself. You've got a Boba Fett lead. You've got Cat Bane and Raggedy Andy and Zam Wessel, right? That is a story unto itself. Either you have this corrupt cop working with the bounty hunters, or you know, this really straight arrow. I mean, that's a cool story unto itself. But, again, I just got hosed. And, again, not necessarily surprising. I was kind of banking on the thermal detonator thing with this team, but it's just not in the cards for Cup to be a good character. And that's sad, until I tried him with my furry little murder bears. Now, if you've paid any attention to this channel, then you know that I am a huge fan of Ewoks. I love the Ewoks. They're fun to play. They're a fun group. I really enjoyed it. Now, this isn't recording my voice, but if it was, you would have heard me giggling hysterically. Here I am going up against this Zeta team, this meta team with Chirpa and Paplu and Wicket and Ewok Scout and Cup, right? And together, they bring down the Sith and the Empire. Now, this should not have been surprising to me or to anyone, because let's face it, when the Rebels couldn't get the job done, who stepped in? It was the furry Endorians. It was the Ewoks. It was this group of murder bears who killed and eventually ate a bunch of stormtroopers. Now, I don't know if that's like war crimes, but if it was, they committed them. This was surprising to me at how effective this team was. There are no words. Again, as I was like recording this, I was giggling hysterically, and the guy in the stall next to me must have wondered what I was doing. But it was funny, and it was neat to see just how quickly they get the job done. In under 2 minutes, they're able to defeat this entire team effectively. Now this, I mean, look at that. Cup takes the final shot on the Imperial probe droid. It is phenomenal. And, I can't say enough. But does one team a new meta make? No, of course not. And so I had to try it against some other teams. So I'm using here in this section, I'm using the same Ewok makeup, and I am going up against a slightly different Sith team. Here I am going up against Palpatine lead, Zader, Maul, Nihilus, and Sion. Now I take Maul out first just because he's easier to take out, and then I go for Palpatine because Palpatine, while incredibly powerful, is one you want to take out quickly. Now the thing that I like about Cup that never really happens is his basic has the ability to stun. That's really cool and not super effective, but it is awesome. I freaking loved it. Now, here I am. I'm taking out Nihilus. Thrawn or Sion comes in, tries to pull my attention, and gets murdered for it. Now, Sion's used to dying because that's what he did and does, but the AI didn't have that, hey, bring Sion back to life with tons of stuff. And so I destroyed another Sith team. And guys, I am just as shocked about this as probably you are. So I had to try a few other teams. And the first one I was a little saddened by, because I thought to myself, of course you can defeat these teams because there's nothing like the Wampa. There's nothing like going up against the Wampa. And for a while I thought to myself, why? Why am I losing to the Wampa? I haven't gotten to attack yet until I thought about this. The Ewoks are essentially mini Wampas. And so when they were going up against a Wampa, I have to believe that they just assumed that it was like their mother, and they didn't want to fight against Mama. And so, like many animals in the wild, the mother ate the cubs. And it was pretty sad. It was a pretty sad moment for me. So I tried it out a couple times, and no matter how I attacked, no matter how I did it, there was no saving the Ewoks from the Wampa. That was just a death sentence for them. I tried a number of other teams, and it all came out to a few different things. The Ewoks will beat a Sith team if done appropriately, if you use the team effectively. What they won't beat is a team with a Wampa, a team with Admiral Akbar, or a team with Rey on it. Now, again, I think I have an excuse for everything but the Akbar. I honestly believe that, let's face it, Ewoks are cute and cuddly and adorable. What else is cute, cuddly, and adorable? Rey! I mean, arguably, probably the second most adorable character in the film The Last Jedi, behind the Porgs, right? And if Rey's powerful, then, because, I don't know if it's because of her cuteness or whatever, then the Porgs would multiply that power by a factor of like a bajillion. But no matter how many times I fought this team or used this team against a resistance team with Rey included, I couldn't get footing. And I got hosed every single time. The same thing with Akbar. Akbar was one of those characters that I was kind of surprised to see how effective he was against my Ewoks. Now, some of the best battles, however, were very shocking to me. I went up against the Rebel teams at least 3 different times. And this here that I'm showing you is a CLS lead. It has Chase, Wedge, and Han. And I thought for sure I was going to get hosed. I mean, just watch this opening salvo. I am just getting slaughtered just over and over again. And my guys are just, I mean, they're getting hit. And they're getting hit hard. And this opponent's team is just, it's just reviving, and it's just keeping their tunes alive. And it is not an easy thing to defeat. But defeat I did. I mean, this is ridiculous. I beat a CLS team with freaking Ewoks. Now, again, if we look at canon, that's not super surprising. Luke did kind of, I mean, if it weren't for C-3PO, Luke would have been eaten. I mean, we know that. I mean, he would have been eaten. That's obvious. But again, no matter how many times I went up against a CLS team, I was surprisingly shocked to find that my little murder bears and their law enforcement friend really held their own. It was really, really impressive. The big shock for me was no matter how hard I tried, I just couldn't beat a Rey team. Kenobi was frustrating, but I was able to take him out. He wasn't all that hard. But seriously, no matter what team I went up against Rey, it just wasn't in the cards, guys. And I have to think that cuteness plays a factor into midichlorians somehow. And so if Ewoks are adorable, and Rey is adorable, and Ewoks are powerful, and Rey's powerful, the reason we don't get Porgs in this game is because it would be a game breaker. Porgs would destroy this game, and it kind of makes sense as to why they have not kept these characters out. Now, I didn't get a chance to test this group out on defense because I couldn't bring myself to ask any of the game changers to swap out their legitimate test teams for something less legitimate. So I don't have any real data, but based on my experience and based on hubris alone, I'm willing to say that this team is the next meta. I've been trying to get people to believe me when I say that the Ewoks are a meta team from the moment they were really relaunched with Wicked. But no one's really believed me so far. I think we could be seeing the next meta in the making, my friends. But what do you think? What did you think of my footage? What did you think of my Ewok team? I mean, my Cup team. Obviously, Cup is the real MVP here. If not for his leadership and his law enforcement ability, I fully believe that the Ewoks probably wouldn't have had the ability to work together. And so that's one of those behind-the-scene mechanics that you don't really see a lot of, but is there. So leave a comment in the section below. Like, subscribe, share this video. This has been Thaddeus from Going Nerdy. And as always, my friends, stay nerdy.